Kings Warriors tonight. It's the Kings' third preseason game. The first time we're back at Golden One Center since Game 7 of last year. Let's go over some things to watch tonight. Morgan, what are some things you'll be looking at?
Well, I think we got to start with what Mike Brown was talking about yesterday at practice, and that was changing up the starting lineup, putting Chris Duarte in there, taking out Kevin Huerter. I mean, there's a lot to break down just right there. I'm just intrigued to see what it's going to look like.
Mike tried to downplay it, I felt like yesterday. He goes, I'm just trying some new things. But look, the Kings starting lineup last year that had Kevin Huerter in that lineup played more minutes together than any five-man lineup in the league. It's pretty significant. And that group had a great offensive rating. But what this tells you is Mike has not been satisfied with what he's getting defensively, and Kevin's not knocking down a shot right now. I think he's just trying to send a message right now. Like,
yes,
we are not going to play the same way like we did last year. Offense is great, and I believe in our offense. We got weapons, but we need defense. And I think he liked what Chris Duarte did in that last preseason game. What did you like about what Chris Duarte did in that game, and how do you think that fits in with the starting lineup?
He was physical. He was active, right? And I think Mike Brown even mentions all the time, not only to Kevin Huerter, but to all the guys, like, you got to be more physical. Physicality is going to be their thing this year. And you saw a little bit more from that from Chris Duarte with the way that he was staying with his guys and not trailing all these guys when they're curling off a screen or whatever. So he was doing all these small, fundamental defensive things that Mike Brown wants to see in all of his guys. And I think you're right when you're like, Mike Brown is trying to send a message, but also Mike Brown is not afraid to break up something that was even great to make it better, you know?
Yeah, and there's risk involved in
Absolutely.
that. Mike Brown did say that yesterday. You know, he's saying that they're just trying it out and taking a look at this in a preseason game. I think from an offensive standpoint, if Duarte's knocking down his three, which he did last game, it'll be just fine. I think that is going to be what keeps him on the floor, because I think he's going to bring it defensively. It's can he consistently knock down the three? He did that his rookie year much better than he did his injury-plagued second year. He's played with Sabonis before,
right?
And I think that helps.
Right. No, that absolutely helps. I mean, look, even when we saw Sasha in the starting lineup, because Keegan was banged up, and it was like Sasha looked much better in that second preseason game with a different unit. So yeah, Chris Duarte going into his third preseason game, he got those first preseason game jitters out of the way, going with this starting unit. I think it's going to look good. It'll be interesting to see. And then the next thing that I'm looking forward to see is how that second unit looks then, right? Is that Kevin Huerter coming off the bench first? Is Mike Brown going to go with staggering rotations? And I'm not trying to put too much stock into it because it's a third preseason game, but at the same time, this is when you're trying to like get closer and closer to putting it in a pretty low bow.
Yeah, and figuring out what you're trying to do opening night.
Yeah.
I'm also excited to see, what does Kevin Huerter do defensively? How does he respond to this? Look, I know Mike's communicated with him and the team about making this tweak for a preseason game. It doesn't mean it you just go, oh, it's okay, I don't care. No, you want him to care.
Yeah.
And you just want to see how he responds. So that's going to be interesting. The next thing, I'm just excited to see Keegan Murray back. He missed his last game. I want to see what he looks like against this Warriors team. And the last thing, I'm excited to see some fans in the building. You know, it's been a minute since we've been at Golden One Center, and I think the atmosphere will be pretty good. I think people are fired up. One, it's Kings Warriors. I don't care if it's preseason or not. I think people are excited to have basketball back.
That's what I dig about this city, is that it doesn't matter that it's preseason. I think you're going to feel a good little vibe today at Golden One Center.
We'll be live like we are every single Kings game after this game tonight. So make sure you join us. Also, let us know what you're looking forward to tonight in the comments. Maybe me actually completing a sentence.
Oh.
Hit the thumbs up, subscribe. Appreciate you guys.